Yeah. Good afternoon, everyone. I hope you're all well at home. Welcome to today's pre-match press conference ahead of Manchester City. If you do want to ask a question, please raise your hand. I don't have any hands raised yet. I'm conscious there are a lot of people on this today. We'll try to get through as many as possible, but I do have to limit the time as well. Just a reminder, if you do want to ask a question, please raise your hand. We'll start with broadcast. Daily's briefing afterwards embargoed until 10:30 p.m. tonight. We ask no social media posting or streaming anything live during the press conference. That can all take place afterwards. I'm going to get started with Gary Cottrell. So Gary, I'm going to unmute you now. You've unmuted yourself. Gary.
Thanks for your time, Jose.
Can't hear him.
Thank you for your time, Jose. Can you hear me all right?
Hang on a sec, Gary. I'm trying to see if we can hear you.
Okay, mate, no problem. I can hear me. There's a bit of a green dot appeared now. Can you hear me now, everybody?
Gary.
Yeah, hi. Hello.
Hello. Sorry about that. Let's go.
No, I'm sorry. Sorry about that, Jose. Thanks for your time.
What's up?
Injury news, please.
Injury news.
Injury news?
Yes. Off the back of the international
news. Okay, training session is 3 o'clock. The players are going to report after 1:30. I'm waiting for a couple of news and a couple of decisions. Couple of players, I didn't even see them yet, coming back from the national teams. Wings arrived with a little problem that today we don't know. Davinson Sanchez, I didn't see him. Jedson, I didn't see him. Lamela is still on the last period of his recovering. A part of that, no problems.
Sonny's been isolating. Is he okay?
Who?
Sonny.
Sonny? Yes. He come back. He tested twice, negative, isolating, follow the protocols, and he's fine to play.
Harry Kane started a game that was a dead rubber. Were you okay with that?
I'm okay with that. A national team match should never be dead rubber, like you call it. The only thing for me, the only problem for me is should be the same for everybody, not just for some.
Raheem Sterling didn't take part in either of the two games.
Yeah, I don't want to spend much time on the national team stuff, so I will try in your question and my answer to go through everything that I think is important for me. Gareth Southgate, I read. I don't think I'm wrong in what I read. So he supposedly told that some football club managers, they put pressure on the players for not to play for the national team, and because of that, he feels sometimes the need to call club managers to try to cool down the emotions and try to control a difficult situation for him. I would like him to say who. I would like him to say which are the coaches that put pressure on the players for not to go. And I would like him to say which are the coaches that he calls and he speaks on the phone with them. A part of that, he has the right, he has the power to call the players he wants. He wants to win matches, especially after a defeat, the next match. Even being that rubber is an important match, I sympathize totally with that. And of course, we all know that Sterling is going to play tomorrow. when Eric Dyer left the national team injured in the previous month, he didn't play 2 matches for Tottenham. He didn't play the Premier League match and the Europa League match. He needed a couple of weeks to recover. And Rain is going to play tomorrow. So these are the little details that I think Gareth should explain us all. But apart of that, I totally support him in the fact that in a national team, in a country like England, that's reliance on the shirt, on the chest, is to be always respected, and he plays with the players he wants to play.
Finally, from me, Jose, and just picking up on that, just to make it clearly
No
from...
more. No more.
Move it on, Gary.
No more.
If that's the last one, I'm going to move it on, Gary. Okay.
Yeah.
I think.
Okay, no problem. Thank you, Jose.
Ian
Thank you.
Abrahams, I'm coming to you. Moose.
Hi, Jose. How are you?
You're good. Thank you.
I'm enjoying you on social media. You need to follow me back, though. Okay. Can I start off by asking you what you think about having 5 substitutes? The EFL from tonight are going to have 5 substitutes available to players. What's your view on whether the Premier League should follow suit?
What I don't think is important. For a long time, that is a bit difficult to understand why we travel, we have squads, we travel with 20 players, 21 players, and then 2 or 3 of them, they have to stay out. So by the perspective of the leadership, by the perspective of being a coach of a group, I would say that we all, managers in every level and division, we would love to have more players involved. Also for the question of being a leader of a group, of a squad, I think we would love to go in the direction of all the other countries, where instead of 7 players on the bench, you can have 9 or 10, and that would be great for everybody. The number of substitutions, I understand different perspectives. I am okay with 3, I am okay with 5. In the majority of the times, I use 3. If I have the possibility to make 4 or 5, would be better. Yeah, would be better. But that doesn't mean that I would use the 4th or the 5th. Some clubs, they think the powerful squads, they have an advantage of 5 substitutions, but sometimes the powerful squads, they don't make even 2. They make only 1. So there is a space for different opinions. I am okay with any decision.
At Spurs game tomorrow, you're going to honour Ray Clements, who sadly passed away last Sunday. How important, Jose, is it that Spurs and all clubs do honour their great players of the past, and as a club, obviously, support charities like prostate cancer and dementia and all other charities as well?
To be honest, and I work in 4 different countries, maybe you don't believe, but I would say that England is the country that is above everybody else on that. Is enough what we do in England? I'm not going in that direction, but it's better than any other country, that I can promise you. Of course, the legends, the former players, you have always to take care of them. They are patrimony of the club. They are patrimony of the supporters, of legacy. So a person like Ray Clements, as an example, is the one that we honor now. I believe that every club he played for, of course, national team, also supporters of other clubs, they recognize the quality of the goalkeeper, the quality of the human being. and we all feel sorry, and we will be all happy and emotional to honor him tomorrow.
And finally, from me,
one, Moose, please.
Yeah, no, finally from me, you were top briefly a couple of weeks ago after your win at West Brom. Is this game against Man City going to show how close you are to title contenders? If you can beat them, it really puts down a marker for everybody.
No, the result of the game will not change. Will not change anything. The only thing that will change, of course, is 3 points more or 3 points less, and being first, second, or third in the table, or being fourth, fifth, or sixth. But in terms of our journey, in terms of our ambition, our project, our process in place, is not going to change.
Okay, if I can ask everyone for no more than 1 or 2 questions now, just to see if we can get through as many as possible. George Cummings, I'm coming to you next. George.
Thanks, Simon. Hello, Jose. I was just wondering what your reaction is to Pep staying. Do you think that's because he's possibly going to get Lionel Messi at some point in the next 12 months?
I have no idea. The only thing for sure is that nobody put a gun on Pep's head to sign the contract. So if he does that, it's because he's happy to do it. He's happy to be there. He has for sure conversations with the club's powerful people, and he knows what he will have ahead of him for the future. He has motivation. He loves it there. So if he does that, it's because he's happy to do it. So I'm happy for him.
And just going back to Gareth Southgate, are you saying your England players are being treated differently? They're being treated differently?
I told everything I wanted to say.
Jose said everything he wants to on it, so I'm now going to move it on. We will go to Esport Turkey, Kajil Ozge. Apologies if I haven't pronounced properly. I'm just unmuting you now.
Hi, Jose. I am Jill from Esport Turkey. By the way, congratulations on your first anniversary with your team. To me, Tottenham plays currently the best football in Premier League right now. Your transfers were spot on. The confidence of the team has improved also. But when do you think this first game reached the level that you want?
I think the clubs, they never reach what we want. We coaches, we are always in the search of the impossible. We are always in the search of the perfection. And in my case, we are far from perfection. For example, our opponent tomorrow, they are winning the Premier League, or almost winning the Premier League, or fighting for the Premier League for more than 10 years. And probably they didn't reach the perfection. Probably they want more. In our case, we are just in the beginning of a journey, 1 year, and a special year, not even a year where you follow the same normality of number of training sessions, calendar, fixtures. Everything is so strange that I even find difficult to believe that is 1 year. We are in the beginning of that journey. Liverpool took, I believe, 5 years to make it happen. City is on it for 10 years. Chelsea for 20. We are just in the beginning of that journey. So we are far from perfection. We are far from me being happy. We are not a perfect team. We are a better team than we were. We have, especially at this mentality level, this situation of we go to every match always positive, always thinking that we can win that match, but we have a long way to go. So thank you for your words. I agree with you. We are playing much better than we did last season, but we have a long way to go.
Thank you, Jose. Good luck for tomorrow.
Thank you.
Okay, we're going to go to Chris Wise. Chris, I'm just unmuting you now. Chris.
Hello, Jose. Can you hear me?
I can.
Jose, reflecting on your year in charge, which is today, what has been for you the most positive and also the most disappointing aspect of the past 12 months?
The most disappointing has to be the COVID consequences to football. To play in empty stadiums, to go to lockdown, to stop, don't know when the league starts again. You spend 2-3 months working on Zoom, working on tactical analyze, working on groups of 3 players. That is, of course, the most disappointing thing during this year. If you ask me, for example, if I could choose a gift to celebrate this year at Tottenham, I would say arrive tomorrow in the stadium and full stadium. Of course, that's impossible, but the consequences of COVID in society, of course, much more important than in football. But in football, in my job during this year, is a year that, you know, affects everybody directly. So this is the negative point of it. The positive, I would prefer to say, to be more general and not to focus on one moment, to focus just on the evolution of the team. My team today is a better team than months ago. So that's the positive thing of it.
Frank Lampard, someone obviously you know really well, described management this week as all-consuming, dealing with 50 problems a day. Is that how you see it as well?
I understand what Frank is trying to say. It's a very complex job. I wouldn't say problems, because if you feel it as problem, then you get tired of it and sooner or later you run away from it. I wouldn't see it as problems. I would see as part of a job that is very, very difficult. And in that aspect, I think he's totally right. It's a very complex problem. It's a very complex job. But you have to embrace, and you have to try to make it work. I could come here today and be crying about players in the national team traveling, Aurier playing in Madagascar. Davison, I didn't even see him. I will see him today for the first time, and tomorrow there is a game. I could go on that direction. I prefer not to go. I prefer to try to recover the players the best we can, and to try to present the team the best we can tomorrow. But yes, is a job with lots of problems. Yeah.
Okay, I'm conscious of time. We're going to go with 2 more, and it's 1 question each, please. So I'm going to start with Charlie Eccleshare. Charlie, and then we will finish with Rob Guest. Charlie.
Hi, Jose. How you doing?
Thank you.
I just wanted to ask, when you played City in February, it was a game you won, but you had to be kind of ultra defensive for long periods. It was without Harry Kane. I just wondered how much you think the team has evolved since then, and how differently the pattern of the game will be tomorrow compared with that game in Feb.
We are a better team, and City too. City did roughly under £50 million market. Is one more year of Pep. Is one more year of these players working with a fantastic coach. Last season, probably in that moment, they knew it already that they were not going to be champions. Now they don't know that. Now they are in the fight, and when people look to the table and see they are 11 or something, that's not right. They have 1 match in hand. If they get these 3 points, they get top 4 or top 5, and the league just started a few weeks ago. So they are a very good team. That doesn't change. We are a better team, and especially we are more confident. We have a different identity. When we played them last season, we were just trying to survive. We were trying to get the points to take us in some direction on the table that could allow us to finish a top 4 or top 6, to give us something. this season we are a different profile of team. We are just different. I think we are a better team. We are a team with more solutions. If I'm not wrong, against City we played or Sonny striker or Lucas striker. Harry Kane was not there. I think we played Jeff Tanganga left back. We didn't have a left back to play. Tomorrow we have Ben Davies, we have Reguilon. We can choose between one or another. We are in a better position, but nothing changed. I think they want clearly to be champion. That's what they want for the past 10 years. And we want to win the next match. And the next match is tomorrow.
Okay, last question from Rob Guest before we move on to the writtens. Rob, I've just unmuted you.
Is the last question?
Last question for the broadcast, yeah. Rob, you need to unmute yourself. Try again. There you go.
Hi, Jose. During the international break, Steven Bergwijn returned early to Hotspur Way. What exactly was the issue with him, and do you now deem him fully fit?
He went to the national team injured. So he was not involved in our match against West Bromwich, not even on the bench, because that week he was injured. So even so, he reported to the national team. They had their medical team analyzing him, and they decided that they didn't want to keep him there because he wouldn't be ready for the next match. So they sent him. So he stayed here for the past 2 weeks, and in 2 weeks he managed to recover and is available for tomorrow.
Okay, thank you. That concludes the broadcast part of the press conference. We will move on to the written part now, which is embargoed until 10:30 tonight. Anyone that doesn't need to be on it can log off now. Okay, right.